We're going now to present our second guest speaker. Our second guest speaker is Dr. Ghanim النجار. Dr. Ghanim النجار is a professor of political science at Kuwait University and editor of the Gulf Studies Series Journal, UAE. He was the director of the Center for Strategic and Future Studies at Kuwait University. Dr. Najjar was the chairman of the committee which produced the first annual report on human rights through Kuwaiti Parliament, and also the chairman of the committee that produced the first report on how to implement human rights in Kuwaiti schools. He was the UN independent expert on human rights in Somalia, appointed by the UN Secretary General, Kofi Annan. So let's welcome Dr. Ghanim النجار.
Yeah, I should speak in English or in Arabic? English. ما أدري. يلا, let me speak in English. Okay, I was just, I came as a blind person because Atidal, when she spoke to me, I didn't know what I'm coming for. So I came to speak without knowing whom I'm speaking to. Which is fine. It's like a blind date. So it doesn't harm anybody. And that's my job. My job is to speak, to talk. When someone tells me not to speak, then I will lose my job because I am professor at university. I always speak. But other things I do is not only speaking. It's more than that. I am not in business like our former speaker, Saad al-Barrak. He's top, as he said, he's topless, but he's top. He's on top of things, I think, and he made great achievements in business. And I didn't make any achievement in life at all. I try to achieve something because I work with, try to make human rights more respected. And in this world, human rights are not respected. And in this world, human dignity is the least cared for in the whole world. When we talk about the whole world, there is no advanced societies, no Western societies. The West is worse in human rights than the East. So we have to take these illusions out to understand where I'm coming from. I wanted to speak about an experience because Tidal told me that we have to talk about something we did. Well, we do a lot of things in life. We brush our teeth, we go to shopping, and we go to travel, so we do a lot of things. But something which I want to share with you is my experience from 2001 until 2008. Early in 2001, I received a letter from a gentleman who is no more in his position. His name was Kofi Annan. He was the former Secretary General of the United Nations, asking me whether I will accept to be his representative, so-called independent expert on human rights in Somalia. And probably you heard about Somalia. Definitely everybody hears about Somalia, and they hear about it that this is a totally lost country. It's a totally fractured country, and they speak, they know about it. It has a famine always, people hungry. You know, Somalia is #1 Arab country in livestock. It is the exporter of sheep, the #1 exporter of sheep, believe it or not. That's the situation. That's the real situation on the ground. Well, there are many reasons why Somalia is like what it is. In late 1990, there was a dictator. His name was Mohammed Siad Barre. Mohammed Siad Barre, people revolted against him. SNM, Somali National Movement, from different parts of Somalia, decided that he is not wanted anymore, so they started an armed struggle. Well, he fled at the end, but the result was Somalia no more a state. And since then, we had a problem. We had a major problem. Every time we have a problem in Somalia, and it continued up until this moment. We have a problem in Somalia. In 1990, something happened in this world. That was the invasion, the Iraqi invasion of Kuwait. The Iraqi invasion in Kuwait, as a political scientist, we see it in different forms. Not as a Kuwaiti myself. I was here, I was all the time during the invasion, and I was taken a prisoner. So I am well trained in human rights. So I was a prisoner in Iraq, and you can imagine the prisons in Iraq, how they look like, 5-star hotels. So you can imagine. And that was a good experience for me. Not that I looked for it, but okay, I was there. That invasion was the time when the world was changing. We thought it was the first time that you see might and right together. The might of the superpowers working together to liberate an invaded country. So might and right don't normally get together, especially in international politics, because we have the Palestinian issue. It's been going on forever, and might is not doing the right thing. So it's not always might and right get together. This is one of the rare moments in history that might got together with right and liberated Kuwait. So it was a good example. The optimistic people said, that's a new world order. A new world order that is built on the concept of might helping the right. Unfortunately, that didn't continue forever. It collapsed immediately in Somalia later on. 1993, there was a famine. The United Nations decided to do something which would go with the same principle, might and right. Might deciding to send troops to Somalia to help people to eat. So, okay, they called it Operation Restore Hope. Operation Restore Hope. Even the name is romantic. Even the name, deciding that, well, that's the name of the game, that's the road to create equality in the world. We don't have equality in this world, and that's the problem. Why we have wars, why we have problems, because there is no equality. And that's the major problem of the few people take everything, and they are mostly meeting now in Davis. Those who are taking everything, they are meeting in Davis now. So this is the major issue we have, to understand. Unfortunately, might and right didn't continue for a long time, and it failed in Somalia in 1994. Operation Restore Hope did not restore any hope. It killed everything. So what happened in Kuwait collapsed in Somalia quickly. Since then, Somalia became a model of so-called failed state.